Hi there, Dolly friends. I'm ready to tackle the baseboards and some other things in the parlor. I was showing you the open wall because I'd also like to construct something to create a wall there. I'm not quite sure how to do it, and I'm feeling a little bit frustrated with my lack of knowledge and my lack of resources, money. I'm showing you here how the floor started to bow. So I just dampened it very slightly and laid it down with my weights, otherwise known as rocks. Meanwhile, I'm measuring out the baseboards, allowing a 1/4 inch for a miter type cut. And boy, do I not understand how to do this. I could not wrap my little brain around this. You can see how I cut it, holding it vertically rather than flat, and that helped a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not really sure how to go about that, if I actually need a miter box. I thought I'd be able to do it with my miter shears, but it didn't quite work out. You experts out there, and I know you're out there because you're teaching me things, please let me know how to do this. But I am plowing on. I'm not gonna let my inexperience stop me. I'm sanding the boards, and I started out with a dark stain, but I decided I wanted it even darker. I'm using a burnt umber acrylic paint. Raw umber, excuse me, acrylic paint. You can see it up there in the left-hand corner because I wanted a really dark brown. The small stir stick back there is stained the same color as the floor, so I'm just using that to see how I like it up against that, but it's done now. I ended up putting 2 coats on there. So while those were drying, I decided I would attempt a go on some foam board of creating a wall. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea if this is gonna work, but I'm just going for it. I have this nifty foam core cutter. I learned about this from watching Whitney Labrie because the first time I tried to cut foam board, all I got was a bunch of pilly mess. And if you've ever done it with a craft knife or scissors, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This was very inexpensive. I can't remember what I paid for it. I bought it on Amazon. I'm a little bit intimidated by it because it's a hot piece of metal. Whitney said you should wear a mask when you do it because it creates a little bit of a burning odor. So I opened the window and I put on a mask. Yeah, so it kind of burns the paper and burns the foam there. It tells you exactly what temperature to have it according to which tool you're using. So I'm just using the smallest little tool, and I'm just gonna try to use it like a knife. I don't really know how to do it. It only takes a few minutes to heat up in order to be used. I started out by cutting just straight down so I didn't have so much foam to have to work with. And then I just scored the edges of the outline of my template. And I just used the template that I use for the wallpaper. I kept all my templates because they match up against the walls and the floors, and it's very helpful. And then I cut straight down to get the rest of it there. And then this piece will create the wall. And then I cut another piece to create a ceiling, and I just kind of set it in there to see if it would work. And it appears that it's going to work. It seems like it's going well, but you will just have to stay through the whole video to see if it really pans out. I had some definite ideas about how I wanted to treat the wall and the ceiling, so I thought they needed a good sanding first. The line, it does not create a smooth line, and that's probably my error. I decided on the ceiling to use some spackling paste to create kind of a plaster look. I just thought I'd give it a try while I toss around some other ideas of what to do with this ceiling in my mind. I'm sanding the wall now. I decided I wanted to paint it a ochre color, kind of a washed color, and then I want to apply a finish to it that I learned from watching Deborah at Doll's House Dilemma. I'll put a link to her channel. She does an amazing treatment with a napkin. Here's the plaster after it dried, and I will just sand it down. But I'm getting ready to install the baseboard, so I just applied some wood glue to the back, and in they go. Before I move along to show you the baseboards, I wanted you to see I just temporarily put up the wall and the ceiling. The ceiling, I did expect on the back wall for there to be a gap because the paper is lower than the right side, but it didn't dry flat despite my weight, and it's bowed a little bit, so that's why it looks like that. So they're just there temporarily to kind of give an idea. On the left wall, which borders the kitchen, I plan to have a door there, so I don't want to put anything in permanently, and I haven't decided yet how I'm going to treat that wall. I would like to use the technique I saw on Doll's House Dilemmas. So like I said before, I will leave a link to her channel. Here's a look at a little attic space, which having a ceiling helps create. If I can get the ceiling to turn out right, that might be another fun space to decorate. Well, here are the baseboards. I'm happy with the way the color turned out, but I'm not happy with the way my installation went for that right wall there. There is a gap underneath. I suppose I could add some filler there and paint it, but it just seems like very detailed, and I may just end up leaving it. Like I said, it's my first time doing all of these things, and there's definitely a learning curve. I like the color. I debated whether to paint it you know, an off-white or to do it dark, and I'm happy that I did it dark. I will be putting a little bit of trim across the top there. It will cover part of the wallpaper on the right wall, and it will cover that space on the back wall. Something like this. I made a short little video to show you how I created this table from the simple black table that I had in here before. Please go check that out and let me know what you think. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'd like to get a little bit of furniture and things in here because the ladies would like to come in here and discuss their plans for the spring. Here's Millie and the kitty. Looks like she's been doing some needlework. Here's our lady who escaped from the hospital. She doesn't have a name yet, but she's still holding her coffee. And the Charlottes, of course, they're tired of hanging out in the nursery, so they wanted to come in and have some adult conversation. And here's Gertrude, of course. She's in charge like she usually is. I'd appreciate you letting me know what you'd like me to tackle next. I'm going to leave the parlor for a while, excepting the wall and the ceiling for now. And I'm gonna move on to something else just to keep my learning fresh. I could tackle the kitchen or the nursery. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there. I just kind of using it as a holding area. This is little mama. She is exasperated, yeah. I still have Hans, Millie's husband, and he's in pretty good condition, only he needs his stuff. And I've never done that before. In fact, everything that you're seeing, I've never done it before. It's all new to me and I'm learning, and I appreciate all your helpful comments and advice. So I could tackle Hans, or I have this little project for the nursery. I had a lot of fun doing the little table, and I want to turn this little toy box into a Victorian toy box. And I have my ideas pretty set on that, how I'm gonna approach it. So I'm really excited about that. So just let me know if you have any thoughts about what you'd like to see next. Thank you all so much for stopping by the channel and leaving a comment and subscribing. I'm having so much fun reading your comments and getting to know you and learning from all of you. I'm amazed at your expertise. Come back next week and visit me in the doll cupboard. Bye, everyone.